I just seen the funniest movie this year, and I'm going to talk about it. Why? Because just like the original, and just like my channel, we just hit a reboot, sequel, reset, all that. Look at me. Let's go! So, Naked Gun, Liam Neeson's. Yeah, that movie just came out. And no lie, probably the funniest movie I've seen this year. Now, Liam Neeson is in his prime. He's the best he's ever been. He's still playing the character from Taken. That's something. If you're still playing the character from Taken and you're nailing it in a comedy, you did something right. Why? Because I am a Naked Gun fan. I am a serious Naked Gun fan. Liam Neeson, all day long. Also why? Because the first comedy / parody I've ever seen in my life was Airplane. Airplane is one of the funniest movies I've ever seen. Sequel to that in my eyes, which is not a sequel, but Airplane led to Naked Gun, which led to Naked Gun 2, which led to Naked Gun 3 and a third, which led to Scary Movie, which led to Not Another Team. So every parody I've ever seen comes from Naked Gun. This movie is by far one of the best movies I've seen in a long time. Not just because it was funny, but it also understood its own references. It made fun of its own references. There was a movie within a movie in this movie. How do you feel about that? Let's get to the plot of this movie, just because I give reviews. You ever seen Kingsman? That's the plot of this movie. Thank you. We're done. From beginning to end, if you've seen Kingsman, it's the same plot Samuel L. Jackson's been trying to pull off in Kingsman. Watch that. Now come back to this movie. All right, are we back? Yes. Now, this movie is dope. From beginning to end, I laughed. And not just like, oh, that was a funny scene. I'm like, does anybody understand that? Does anybody get that reference? That's a big deal. So when you're watching a movie, you need to understand the comedy of the movie. That's why a lot of people have a problem with American Pie, or a lot of people have a problem with Dazed and Confused, because they're watching it in today's eyes, and they're looking at it from the time we watched it today. So if you're looking at Dazed and Confused now, in 2025, Matthew McConaughey is a pervert. But if you watched it in 2003 and saw Matthew McConaughey in real life, you're like, this dude really exists. That's the point of this movie. A lot of things really do exist, and we don't want to acknowledge it, and it's hysterical. It's funny. When he brings up the Sex and the City joke, when he's like, yeah, did you read her Miranda rights? He's like, yeah, I read her Miranda rights, but do you know who Miranda is? Have you seen Sex and the City? That's the first thing they're going to go to. And I'm like, he's right. Nobody knows where Miranda rights came from. The first thing you're gonna think of is the first person you think of as Miranda. Sex and the City. That's this movie. It's taking its edge from today's standard, and he's using what people think of today and putting it in perspective of an older person. He's sitting there like, Daddy, I miss you, Leslie Nielsen, but you're looking at it like, Liam Neeson, aren't you older than Leslie Nielsen at this time in Naked Gun? Yes. This is genius. This is some Seth MacFarlane at his finest production. Akiva Schaffer, who also did Pop Stars, he's part of Lonely Island. I seriously respect his opinion. That's a big deal to me because I like a lot of directors. I like Martin Scorsese. You know, the Russo brothers are great, but I don't respect their opinion. I think they're great directors. Akiva Schaffer, I respect his opinion because I've seen his movies. I've seen he's a musician. I've seen he sees through all the parodies and he understands that the joke is not the joke you're looking for. And that's what makes this movie so good. There's a joke that is in the trailer and you're looking for it because it's in the trailer. But then you watch the movie and you're like, because you didn't hit that joke, it made it so much more funnier. Thank you for finally figuring out what comedy is, because people think comedy is relevance and references. Yes, Naked Gun has references. Yes, Naked Gun has relevance, but the joke is not that. The joke is the standard of a joke. If you understand what a joke is, The joke is never going to change. The best jokes of all time are Laurel and Hardy and freaking Indiana Jones. As much as people are like, Indiana Jones, you're sitting here looking at me right now. But I hate snakes. Who cannot relate to that joke? That's what makes a joke so good. It's timeless. You can relate to it from day one and it will never change. Adam Sandler, Happy Gilmore. Watch this and understand what makes a joke. This movie is amazing. Now, my issues, because you can't go with bloop and then go with bloop. No, you got to do both. My issues with this movie are if you're not old enough, you will not understand the references. So you will think it's corny until you turn 40. I'm in my 30s. The only reason I understood these jokes is because my grandmother threw them at me. I watched Naked Gun. I watched Airplane. I watched Robin Hood Men in Tights. I watched Young Frankenstein. I watched all those movies that are parodies. So when I see this, it doesn't throw me off. The younger generation, I'm sorry. Get ready for Scary Movie 6. It's called a parody. If you're sitting there and you're trying to pick it apart about what's wrong, then you're not understanding it's a parody. It's supposed to be problematic. Even in this movie, they pointed out, that's a bad idea. Yet they go with it, and that's what makes it so funny, because they understand the joke is wrong. That's the point of a joke. Oh, this is dirty. That's why they call them dirty jokes. This whole generation is lost, and this movie might mess you up. This is why I like this movie. Things that Liam Neeson, who is in his 70s, would be like, I don't know what that is. That's why that's so good, because he took it as a straight man. Same thing as Leslie Nielsen. Pause. I caught myself. He understood the joke was, I'm serious. And that's a great thing in this movie. Pamela Anderson did a great job. Shouts out to her since Barbed Wire. All you people that are going to disgrace Barbed Wire. Barbed Wire is a great movie. Stop it. This is a good movie. When a movie can lead you to being like, I was entertained and I walked away happy, that's a good movie, no matter how you look at it. Recommend this movie highly. I recommend this movie if you're sitting on Netflix. Recommend this movie if you're watching on Amazon. I recommend this movie if you go to the movie theaters. I recommend this movie. Have a great day. Go check out Naked Gun. Thank you. Probably cut me off for this part, but